What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Wednesday pull list. But this is a special Wednesday pull list because this is going to be an express episode of the Wednesday pull list. I have 2 hours to record and edit this video, so I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible. If you guys do not know, the Wednesday pull list is your hype video for all the amazing books coming out tomorrow on New Comic Day that are on my pull list. Not all the comic books that are coming out, just the ones that are on my pull list. So let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's go ahead and get this video started with checking out my pull list. Now this week's New Comic Book Day is July 31st of 2024, and my pull list is much smaller than it usually is. Normally it's like 20 plus books, but this week it's under 20, which is crazy. But you guys can't see what those books are, so let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, there are a total of 14 comic books on my pull list. 2 are DC, 4 are Marvel, and the rest, which are 8 comics in total, are independent comics. Now, there is one new #1 on my pull list, and we're going to talk about that next because there are no books on the chopping block this week. So let's go ahead and talk about this new #1. Alright guys, only one new #1 on my pull list this week, and that is X-Force issue #1. Now this is coming from the writer of Geoffrey Thorne and has art by Marcus 2. Now, I don't know anything about these guys. I did a little research and looked at their history in comic books, and I didn't see anything that really stuck out as amazing. So I'm a little hesitant to be too excited about this book. I'm super excited that Krakoa is over. I didn't love that whole age of the X-Men, so I'm really excited for something new, something different. And we are getting something new and different in this book, and that is a new X-Force team led by Forge. And I don't think Forge has ever led a team of X-Force in the past, so that's new. And we also get a whole new lineup on this team. We got Rachel Summers, Betsy Braddock, Sage, Surge, Tank, and Deadpool, all on this X-Force team. So that's really interesting. But guys, I'm gonna tell you, go in with low expectations, because that's what I'm doing. I want Geoffrey and Marcus to really surprise me with a really cool story with this new X-Force team. But in the past, I've been burned so hard. So I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but there are some really cool variant covers for this. The ones that I like are the ones by David Nakayama, the ones by Scotty Young, and there is an awesome 1 in 25 done by one of my favorite artists right now, Mumad Azrar. So good. All 3 of those covers are amazing, but there's a bunch of others that I'm sure I've already shown you guys during the whole spiel of this new #1. But guys, that is the new #1 that is on my pull list this week. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you guys are excited for this book or not. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which was technically supposed to be before this, but we're sliding it in second, which are my cover letter picks. Alright guys, 9 covers in total that are coming out this week on New Comic Day that I really like. So let's go ahead and dive into these covers. And first up is The Amazing Spider-Man issue #54 with a connecting variant in the 1 in 50 version done by Gabriel Del Otto. This is a 2-issue connecting cover set that looks so cool with Spider-Man fighting the Sinister Six. It is so good. Now guys, next up is Blood Hunt issue #5 with the 1 in 10 ratio in the 1 in 100 virgin ratio done also by Gabriel Del Otto. This is another connecting cover set. I believe it's 5 issues in total, and this is the last one. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's 2 more. But guys, this set has been awesome. I've been picking up all the 1 in 10s personally. The guys, next up is X-Force issue #1 with the foil variant done by David Nakayama. It's Nakayama, it's Deadpool, it's a foil. Of course I got it. Alright guys, next up is X-Force issue #1 with the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Mumad Azrar. This cover is awesome. I love this guy's artwork so much, and he continues to crush on every single cover he does. The guys, next up is Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White, and Red issue #4 with the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by David Marquez. This is just a perfect union, Darth Maul and David Marquez. This cover is so good. The next up is Black Widow Venomous issue #1 with the 1 in 50 ratio variant done by Derek Chu. There is a trade press version of this, but I really like the Virgin. I think the Virgin is absolutely fantastic. The colors are great, the line work, everything about this cover I really, really like. Now guys, the last 3 covers are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green issue #3 with the cover B done by Riley Rusimo. I don't know what it is about this cover, but I saw it and I was like, I really like this cover, and I want to share with you guys. Maybe you guys will like this cover as well and just pick it up based on the cover art alone. The guys, next up is Grommets issue #3 with the cover B, which is the 1 in 10 ratio variant done by Brett Parsons. this book is so good. If you're not reading it, read it. It's really, really good. But all the 1 in 10s for this series have been fantastic, and issue number 3 continues that trend. Now, my final cover level pick is Super Pet Special Bite Identity Crisis issue number 1 with the cover D, which is the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Gustavo Duatar or Dutare. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I'm guessing. But this cover, featuring Bitewing and a bunch of other super pets, is just adorable, cute, fun. It's just awesome. Bitewing is such a great character, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with her in the future. And it was confirmed by the new creative team taking over from Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo that Haley or slash Bitewing is going to continue living on, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with her. All right, guys, those are all my cover level picks for this week's New Comic Book Day. Let's go ahead and talk about my top 3 books that I think you guys have to be reading this week because the stories are so good. All right, guys, kicking off the top 3 list, and we're going to start here, and we're going to continue right through to the 2, to the 1, to the not top 3. So this is going to be rapid fire, so hold on, because this is going to be an awesome ride. All right, guys, in the number 3 spot for the top 3 books that I think you guys have to be reading this week is Grimm, issue number 19, not Scrim, Grimm issue number 19. This is coming from the writer of Stephanie Phillips and art by Filvano Armenteo. Amazing series. And issue number 18, which I read yesterday, was fantastic. It introduced a really interesting, cool character that's going to help our crew of Jess and the other Reapers that are now trapped. But it also just continued to expand the whole universe and how life and death are so important to each other. And there was a line in issue number 18 that really struck home, is that life is only important when there's death. Because if there is no death, why would life be important? And that was like really interesting, and it like really made me think, and it was done so well. The art by Filvano continues to be a home run in every single issue, and the storytelling by Stephanie Phillips is incredible. And I like the depth that she's giving all of our characters. She's done a really, really good job. All right, guys, we're moving right over to the number 2 book, and that is Blood Hunt issue number 5. Now, this is coming from the writer of Jed MacKay, and it's art by Pepe Larraz. I love Jed MacKay so much. And what he's doing over at Marvel Comics with all the books that he's writing is so fantastic. Some are better than others, but, you know, overall, home run on almost every single title. And the art by Pepe Larraz is like so good. And issue number 4, which I read yesterday, was definitely the best issue of Blood Hunt so far. It really just struck home with the idea of this story and all the ramifications that can come from it. And there was a great moment between Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom where Doctor Doom was like, yeah, I'll help you, but to help you, you're gonna have to make me the Sorcerer Supreme. And I was like, wait, what? And there was like hints online that I was like dropping all last week. We're talking about this whole storyline with Doom becoming something so much more within the Marvel Universe, and it could possibly happen within the next issue, which is gonna be so cool. Yeah, there was other stuff that happened, but overall the story, it's moving in a really cool, interesting way. And also they've revealed that, you know, Blade is not himself. He's being possessed by another being, and that's totally cool because, you know, Blade is such a great character, and I did not want Marvel to ruin him with this series. But guys, Blood Hunt, definitely jump in and definitely pick up the red band, not the normal, because the red band is a little bit better. There are lots of variants for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like something like 9 different variants. I really just like the 1 in 10 Del Auto and the 1 in 100, but there is a Mumat Azrar variant that's also very good with that, which also has a trade dress, but also a 1 in 200. So watch out for that one. If you can get it for cheap, why not? All right, guys, the number 1 book that I think you guys have to be reading this week is Grommets issue number 3. This is coming from the writers of Rick Remender and Brian Posehn, and is art by Monero Dionisio and Brett Parsons, and this is just amazing storytelling, like the best. Like one of my favorite stories, which I've said before we're talking about this book, is coming of age stories where you get teenagers really figuring out who they are, going through the pain points of growing up and like all the like big picture life stuff, but also like crushes and like pimples and the social ladder of life. There's just there's so much good in this book. It's funny. The art by Monero Dionisio and Brett Parsons is incredible. And it just continues to remind me of what it was like growing up in the 80s. So there's so much nostalgia in this book. And if the nostalgia stories speak to you, pick up this book. It is so good. The writing by Rick Remender and Brian Posehn is like some of the best. It's like totally how you speak to your peers at this age of like a young teenager. I think they're in high school. It's just like so well done. So well done. And the art is just so incredible. It just like drags you in deeper into the story. It's so great. But guys, those are the top 3 books that I think you guys have to be picking up this week because the stories are the best that are on my pull list. But let's go ahead and cover the rest of the books on my pull list in the not top 3, but the books you gotta see. All right, guys, first up is Absolute Power Task Force 7, issue number 3. Now, this is a series, in my opinion, you can totally skip if you're reading the Absolute Power stuff because I read issues number 1 and 2, and they add to the story, but overall, they're not well written, they're not interesting, and I'm not really enjoying them, but I am picking them up for some of the variant covers, because some of the variant covers are freaking awesome. But guys, next up is The Forest, issue number 9. Issue number 8 was a big setup issue. It was big and fat, and there was lots of story building moments in the issue, but overall, it wasn't too exciting. The Forest is great when there's big character moments and big action, and we really just got a lot of story building in issue number 8, but this series continues to be incredible. But one thing I don't like about this book is the prestige format. It's such a huge book and storing it is such a pain in the ass, but the story is great. All right, guys, next up is Ghost Lore, issue number 12. This is written by Colin Bunn, and it's a great horror story. It really is. It follows a father and daughter who has something tragic happen to them, and then they start seeing ghosts, and then the story, like, continues. It's really good. There's so much more to it, but we're not going to really get deep into the stories in the not top 3, but the books you got to see. Just know that it's a fantastic horror indie story. All right, guys, next up is Masterpiece, issue number 6. This is the final issue of the series, and if you like Ocean's 11, you will like this story, because it's very, very Ocean's 11, just dealing with a girl who was at the center of it. A girl meaning a kid. It's really, really fun. All right, guys, next up is The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, issue number 11. We're finally back to the main story, and it was really good. I really liked issue number 10, and I'm excited to see where this story is going to go from here. There were just like 3 issues about one character that were like really drawn out. I don't know why those issues exist, but we're back to the main story, and I'm excited to see where this is going to go. All right, guys, next up is Red Hood, The Hill, issue number 6. This whole series has just been okay. I want something great with Red Hood, not okay. But Sanford Green is the artist, and I love the art. It's so good. That's why I'm sticking around to see the end of the story. But overall, this is just an okay story. Next up is Sam and Twitch Case Files, issue number 5. A great murder mystery story. Great murder mystery, but nothing Spawn related, just so you guys know. All right, guys, next up is Spawn 355. Great series, continues to be awesome. I'm really enjoying this whole storyline where vampires are basically taking over the world, or trying to, now that demons and angels are powerless. It's really interesting. All right, guys, next up is Spider-Gwen the Ghost Spider, issue number 3. Issue number 2 was okay. Issue number 1 was okay. This is another book that needs to be freaking awesome, and the artwork is like not good at all, so it makes the story just a little bit worse. And it's Spider-Gwen, man. The covers by Mark Brooks have been fantastic. This just needs to be a great book. Marvel, don't mess this up. Please get a better artist on it. All right, guys, the final book on the not top 3, but the books you got to see is Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 7. This book almost made the top 3 list. Issue number 6 was so good. It was so good. It dealt with Spider-Man, like, having to tell his family, because he has a family in this book, that he's Spider-Man. But it also flashed back to the past where him and the Green Goblin fought the Kingpin, and that fight scene was epic. This series is such a great series. It's like the best Spider-Man book that we have right now. Be picking it up and reading it. All right, guys, that is the not top 3, but the books you gotta see. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up pretty quickly. If you guys watched from the beginning all the way to the end, I guess I'll let you guys know you guys are legends. And also, if you guys watch that video and you enjoy comic book content and you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. All right, guys, I have a big day tomorrow. I'm picking up a new pickup truck, and I'm so excited. But I got a bunch of stuff I got to do to make that happen, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Have yourself a great new comic book day, and I'll catch you guys on Friday with my final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendations video. All right, guys, I'll see you then. Peace.